This is Angela with Infectious Magazine here with the Maine. How are you guys?
Doing
Excellent.
Great. Good.
Yeah.
Good.
I've heard it's been a pretty crazy tour so far. Crazy busy.
It's been very busy. We got a lot to do.
Yeah, we're playing the new album front to back, and a separate set of older material too. So spend about 2 hours on stage every night.
These fans must love that. They must be going crazy.
It's been awesome. The response has been great, so we're excited.
So on that same note, sort of, you've dealt with a lot of harsh criticisms over the years about your music and people saying that it's not unique or standing out. So personally, what do you think that you do both in your music and your live show that makes it stand out?
I just think we're honest with it. That's you can't really say you stand out or not. I don't know. It's just opinion.
Well, on this new album, we kind of took, for us at least, it was a new approach. We did everything ourselves, and that was really liberating, I feel like, creatively. And we wrote about, 40, 50 songs, and ended up recording about 30 of them, and narrowed that down to, the album, which was 13. But we were writing stuff that was all over the spectrum. There was stuff that sounded similar to what we've done before, and stuff that was just way out there. And we tried to put kind of an even mixture of both of those worlds into the album. And so I think this is a little bit of a fresh look at who we actually are as a band. There's no really outside production. It's all us doing all of that stuff. So, and then as far as the live show goes, we went through a lot of our older songs and reworked a lot of them. So it would be a little bit different sound when we play them live. It's a little bit stripped down and more of an acoustic vibe to the set that we play second tonight. So we're just trying to continuously do new things so we keep ourselves excited about it.
Also, we do a lot of things with our fans where we always like to meet them and stuff. If you come to a show, we're probably going to meet you. I just think things like that are more important than what these people are saying about whatever. It's like if there's people who like it, then it doesn't matter. Other people don't. We don't really care.
I have not seen this in a long time. When we were outside, and there was people with their comforters and their sleeping bags, and they were saying they'd been here since noon and 2 o'clock, and they just couldn't believe it. And they were all grabbing their Sharpies, right on the van. So I think that's a pretty incredible response.
Yeah, our fans are troopers. They sit up there in the cold.
Sometimes I get confused. It's like it's so cold out there.
It's so cold.
And you don't need to be here that early, but if you want to, go ahead.
All the more flattering.
Yeah, it's great. It's a great problem.
Yeah, exactly.
Makes us feel good.
You guys have said before at different times, and I think it's sort of a common thing as well, that before being in a band, you look up to other bands, or you still do. But being in such a successful band now, how have those views shifted a little bit, seeing that it's not all just the glamour and the glitz that it appears to be, but rather all the challenges?
I don't know if any of us ever were like, oh, it's so easy to be on tour. I think we'd always watch bands and there's always DVDs or websites where they kind of bands we used to listen to would update. So you'd see I feel like at least I saw that it was not just all of that glam and all the stuff that maybe some other people think. I think we were a little bit prepared, but it is definitely different than you imagine it would be to tour.
Yeah.
And
But it gets easier the more you've done it.
Oh yeah.
The more you do it. Sorry.
At first, it definitely was something to get used to, but now it's we're home for a week and I'm freaking out.
I've heard that, and I always find it so strange. Cause I miss home so much.
You kind of just
You get the best of both worlds. As soon as you start missing home, tour ends, and then you're home. Then as soon as you start to get sick of being home, you even go back on the road. So it's a pretty even mixture of the two.
I hope your family doesn't think that the wrong way. Girlfriends at home.
Yeah, I hope so.
So back to your fans, you have a very, very strong fan base, and you've had a lot of fan videos circulating the net where they have made their own versions. Have you ever thought of running a contest where either they create the concept or they're in it themselves?
We actually just did a contest we have a song called Some Days that's out now, and we had this contest where bands would cover it and film themselves covering the song. We went through and picked one person to win it. We gave them like a prize package of, it was kind of like recording benefits. So they got like
Colby, the guy
stuff,
who did our new record, you record a song with him. You got Audio Technica, mics, some headphones, a photo shoot with Dirk Mai, who we usually do all our photos with. So it was just we wanted to promote making music and kids going out and doing something.
Actually getting involved with
playing. and trying to play music. I think
it was awesome. Yeah, we got to see a lot of awesome bands, and it was fun.
Did you find some new favorites?
Yeah, I mean, definitely. There was a lot of really interesting videos that kids sent in.
It was crazy to see like the different variety of people who would like
who did it.
It was like there'd be like older guys and then little girls.
Yeah.
It was like all over the place. So it was really cool to see who went and participated.
I like that twist. I like that it's bands. It's not just bands. It's like you said, promoting music, because it's so hard. I mean, as you know, it's so hard getting out there. So that's really cool.
Well, especially if it's like, I don't think some people realize how difficult it can be to actually. It's like, oh, they're just playing some chords, but like if you sit down and try and do it, it can be a lot harder than a lot of people think.
Maybe that one session with Colby or whatever they get is enough to get them kickstarted. So that's what we were hoping for.
Wouldn't that be an amazing story?
That'd be great.
Then they could be opening for you on tour.
Yeah, of course.
Oh, what is each of your guilty pleasures?
As far as music?
No. Like, well, it could be anything. Like, you like In Sync, or you really like Full House.
I don't mind NSYNC. I guess I'm not going to steal that.
I was going to say you can't.
I don't think I've ever heard you listen to NSYNC.
Yeah.
It's something you have to actually.
Well, he's hiding it.
Yeah,
So it's a
totally.
guilty
Headphones, man.
I like Dragon Ball Z a lot.
Lovely.
There you go.
I'm the only one that's gonna answer.
No. I
Yeah.
just have to think, man. I have to think. This is so hard. I like small dogs better than I like big dogs. I like little tiny poodles. I do.
That's nice.
Yeah.
That's
I
nice.
like cute dogs.
It's all on you.
I'm a video game nerd. I play lots of video games.
Favorite one.
He plays FIFA a lot.
You guys have said that the message of your album, Black and White, was that you have to figure out life for yourself. So what have been this year's biggest challenges, and what have you learned about yourselves as a band, but also just as individuals?
Go ahead, sorry.
No, you go.
I think Pioneer, our new album Pioneer, was, for us, probably the biggest challenge we've ever had as a band. And
Like musically and everything around it.
yeah, I mean, the music kind of came somewhat naturally for us just because we had so many ideas kind of backed up, and we finally recorded it and everything was good, but it was just such a struggle to get our label behind us to put this thing out. And about right in the middle of the whole process of writing and recording everything, we made the decision to do it ourselves. And from that moment on, I felt like there were still a lot of challenges, and I mean, it was probably harder than anything we've ever done, but the fact that we were doing it ourselves and we knew that it was going to be done the way that we wanted to do it, I feel like that kind of gave everybody a little bit of comfort. So it was a battle, but it was also, I think a very positive experience.
So on that same note as well, what are some of your New Year's resolutions? Individuals, not as a band, that's too easy. Individuals.
I want to read more.
Dude, that's a good one.
That is a good
What do
one.
you wanna
That's a
read?
really good
Just
one.
anything. I just don't read enough as much as I did or used to. So I'd like to read more.
I want to be better at staying in touch with family
It's a good
when we're
one.
gone, because I'm not very good at that.
I'm not very good at that either.
We don't call to fix that.
You guys had two really good ones. I'm gonna drink a lot of water this year.
What an odd. Oh, resolution.
He
It's
gets
good.
dehydrated.
It's
Tells
just
me,
another
right?
thing to think
He gets
of.
dehydrated. He's puked on stage a couple times.
Oh, yeah.
He's got to drink water.
Tonight.
No, I won't tonight. I've taught myself.
And then lastly, we just have 2 fan questions. Skylar D from New Jersey wants to know how it feels to evolve as a band from playing tiny shows to traveling the world and seeing your fans.
It's incredible.
It's crazy. It's a really. It's baffling.
Yeah, it's one of those things you never think would happen, and then you realize, like, you wake up and you're in, like, Brazil, and you're like, holy shit, how did I get here? I feel like that happened a lot this year, because we definitely traveled a lot this year, went to a lot of places we never, ever
Yeah.
thought we'd go.
Played on 5 continents this year.
Yeah.
I think it's just unexpected.
And it's
really
still
awesome.
amazing.
Yeah,
Even
it feels
I mean,
great.
going around the United States is still amazing.
Yeah.
So it's really it's incredible.
And then Wendy H wants to know how did you get the response you wanted with Pioneer, and what has the label said about Pioneer?
As for the label, I have no idea. I don't think they've told us.
I don't think they contacted us about it.
Comment on it. But the response from our fans has been overwhelming.
Yeah.
We were in Brazil when it released, so we were trying to like get on the internet and check it, but it was so hard because internet is so, when you're international, it's kind of hard. But right off the bat, I just started getting like a ton of messages from fans, whether it was on my Tumblr or my Twitter or whatever, and they were all. For us, that was the biggest thing. Just we love this album. We're behind this album. And we really needed our fans to be behind it, and at the end of the day, they were. And I think that for us was the biggest victory of this whole thing over releasing it and all that stuff. Was the fact that the album that we fought so hard to put out was actually something that our fans wanted to hear. So.
And I think this record, more than any of our other ones, is one that you have to sit with for a little while and listen to, a little bit to really be like, oh my god, I completely get it. Because there's 14 songs on it, so it's like a lot to get in, take in at first. And even like the past week was like, I got a lot of responses of like, there was a lot of what Jared said, but there's also like, oh, it took me a few listens to get it, but now I can't stop listening to it and stuff. So it takes a little bit.
It just takes a little bit.
All the proof
Sorry.
is outside, so all the fans. And then is there just anything else you'd like to add?
Our record's out. We'll be on tour, I'm sure. So come and say hi.
Yes, please.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.